So look who's back. We've got Toni from SGI. We had such a great response on our last video of an infant car seat. We thought, why not have her come back and show us how to install the next car seat. Toni, what do you do when your child grows out of the infant car seat?
Once your child is at least 1 year old, 22 pounds, and walking completely unassisted, all three of those markers have to be hit before you can flip your children from rear facing to forward facing, and they will be in a bigger seat like this. It doesn't leave the car and it faces the front. So now they're big kids and they get to graduate to a front facing seat. So for this particular car seat that we have here to show everyone, it goes two different ways. If you have a bigger child that is rear facing still, then you keep it in a reclined position and you would install it rear facing. But say this child now is 1 year old, walking, completely unassisted, and a minimum of 22 pounds, we can still use this same car seat. There's gonna be a recline pull there. Flip it around, straighten it out, and now it's in the forward-facing method. One of the biggest differences also is that down here, there's a seatbelt routing path for rear-facing, but once we're using it forward-facing, we need to use this seatbelt routing path at the back of the car seat. And if we remember from when we had the rear-facing car seat, we can install it two different ways. One is going to be with those UAS hooks, Universal Anchorage System hooks, in the bottom of the vehicle seat, or we can use the seatbelt. So I will first show the seatbelt. You want to just make sure that your seatbelt right now is sliding back and forth. On the back of a forward-facing car seat, you're going to have a tether anchor. This is super, super important. It's probably the biggest difference between a rear-facing seat and a forward-facing seat. And what this tether does is it's going to prevent or eliminate as much as possible any head excursion and whiplash from happening. In a collision, what we don't want to happen is that the back of the seat is installed tight, but the top part, because these seats are so big, flies forward. And when it goes backwards, it could cause some trauma to the child's spinal cord and neck. So the tether, with this used, we're going to try and eliminate some of those serious injuries. Tethers are going to be attached at different locations. We really want to make sure that for forward-facing seats, we don't get it nice and tight and then forget to install this, because it's a pain in the butt and you got to restart everything. So for now, we're going to keep it up here, out of the way. Take our seatbelt, pull it out as much as you can, holding onto the shoulder portion. And then we want to feed it through into the buckle. With the shoulder strap pulled all the way out, you're going to start hearing a clicking noise, which tells me it's locking. Pull tight right here so we take all the slack. Don't hesitate to get on top of your car seat. Put some pressure on it. Make sure it's installed nice and snug. Pull, pull, pull. Feed it through. Take our tether anchor. And in a car, that anchor is going to be attached behind the back headrest. Get that tether nice and snug. Tuck it back. Try and get out of your car as gracefully as possible. And at the end of the day, we want this forward-facing seat installed just as tightly as the rear-facing. 1 inch movement maximum, side to side, front to back, none at all. We need it to be one with the vehicle seat. Wherever your vehicle seat goes, your car seat goes. So that is how you install a forward-facing car seat.
That looked easy enough, but is there a difference when you install it in a truck versus a car?
The biggest difference in between installing a forward-facing seat in a car versus a truck, or even say something like a minivan, is just going to be where this tether is attached. The best way to explain it is actually to show it, so let's get in there. All right, so in the truck, I'm actually going to use the universal anchorage hooks this time instead of the seatbelt for the installation. All right, these are the UAS hooks. Remember, when we're using these, never steal the outboard passenger and outboard driver UAS hooks in the middle. Use them straight on unless your vehicle manual describes otherwise. So take the UAS hook, make sure it's upside down, clicking downwards. Connect it to the anchors. Gonna keep those UAS hooks kind of loose for now. Then we take our tether anchor, and this is where the fun begins. So in a truck, these loops are what we call your tether anchor point. But if you look at how big the anchor on the car seat is, even if I get it super snug, I'm gonna have too much slack. None of that might make sense until I show you. So feed it through the headrest and push your tether strap through the loop directly behind your car seat. And then here it is, it's through that loop, but we're actually gonna hook it onto the middle one. And now, the easy part. Tighten up your UAS hooks, make sure that there's no slack. Once that's nice and snug, we tighten up our tether anchor. And we can feed it back so it's not just hanging there. Very carefully get out of the truck. And voila.
All right, Toni, so I found a child for us.
Oh, perfect. What a beautiful looking baby.
Can you show me how to buckle her in properly?
For forward facing, one of the main differences we want is that the shoulder straps are going to now be coming at or slightly above the child's shoulders. They have a bit more weight on them, so rather than in rear facing when it's at and below, now it's allowed to be at and slightly above. So in this particular make of a car seat, to tighten it, there's no front pull, so we actually twist it. Just get it to the right tightness. There you go. So chest clip, once again, is still going to be right at the sternum level, hardest part of a child's body. And then tightness, one finger at the collarbone and the strap. So obviously I could fit 4 here. This is way too loose. There we go. One finger, nice and easy. And with a little more delicacy, but this is a doll, make sure that those shoulder straps are coming at or slightly above their shoulders. And I think she's in there pretty good. Ready for a road trip.
Well, thank you so much for coming down again and showing us how to install this car seat.
No worries, anytime.
If anyone has any questions, who do they call?
So for any questions regarding forward-facing, rear-facing, even booster seats, you can go on the SGI website, and under online services, all of the car seat technicians in the province are listed, and so are all of the car seat clinics throughout the province, so they can look on there, contact someone, and we can all be of assistance.
Perfect. And if you guys want to see a booster seat get installed, let us know. Like, share, comment on this post. We got Toni back to do a second video because of the first video you guys liked so much. So if you want to see it, we'll do it.